Good morning, everyone. It's Mitch. It's Wednesday, September 17th, and we're playing college football tonight. It's Wednesday night. We got Kansas State and Louisville. I don't care who's playing. It's college football. I'm watching it. We'll get into that matchup in a little bit. Let's just talk about the rest of the week. It's week four. This will really start to separate some teams. We have some great matchups. Louisville and LSU is playing Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Arizona State. Some of the undefeateds, get a chance to knock heads. There's a bunch of other games that I'll get into here and in the blog, as the week continues on, and in more depth as well. I just want to say that I think that this year I'll reiterate that there's just so much talent at the top, and the bottom teams are just the weakest I've seen in quite some time. And I really don't think the BCS system is going to be the answer this year. And there might be louder screaming than we ever hear. And maybe that's what it's going to take. I always feel sorry for the kids that get left out, but maybe the screaming, that they get a chance to set a precedent that will be their legacy, that this was the year that enough was enough, and that we got sick of saying that we're rewarding all the teams that for a successful season when 6-6, which is what it takes to get into a bowl now, is not really a successful season, especially if you lose that bowl game. You're 6-7. You don't see it in the NCAA basketball tournament. You don't see it in baseball. I don't really follow NCAA field hockey, but I'm going to guess you don't see it there either. So I don't. Why we need to see it in NCAA football? I'm still unsure of that. I think some sort of playoff. It doesn't need to be an extensive 64 team bracket like the basketball tournament, but it should be something at least representing the conference champions and some sort of at-large teams as well. That's just my 2 cents in that area. I think the games between now and the end of the season. I mean, some teams are going to be 4-0 after this week, a third of the way home. Over the next few weeks, we're going to see teams halfway home undefeated, and these games they all matter in college football, and this week's are really going to matter too. And it's great to see that LSU and Auburn. I'm really looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be a defensive battle all the way, and I like to see the hard hitting. Tennessee, Florida, Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer, Phil Fulmer, Rocky Top, Arian Foster. It's at Tennessee. It's like they've forgotten all about that UCLA game. They are focused on the Gators, and it should be a great one. But let's get back to tonight's game, and we're going to talk about Kansas State and Louisville. Two teams that just not a lot there. Kansas State, I think, is clearly the better of the two teams. It's just Louisville. I don't know what happened. It's rare that you see a team, just spiral downward just so hard and so quick. Hunter Cantwell, their quarterback, I had high expectations of him. I thought that he was going to be better than this. There's been 2 TDs, 3 interceptions. He got a lot of playing time. His predecessor, Brian Brom, who he was injured a lot. Brom was the type of guy he'd rather have the 3 extra yards than avoid the hit. We like that about him, and he was injured a lot because of that. So Cantwell has seen some quality time over the years, and he's played pretty well. I'm just not sure what's happened this year to him. It could be Cragthorpe's system, could be some other personnel issues they're having in Louisville. Kansas State. Josh Freeman, super kid, he's got all the skills, all the talent, and he seems to be doing a nice job back there. And for that reason, I'm on Kansas State this week, and I'm going to take them just for a unit over Louisville tonight. So, we'll be back all week. We're going to talk about these great matchups. Read the blog. I'm going, in depth in them as I normally do, and we're going to talk, more about the games, more about the issues in the game as the week goes on. So this is Mitch, and thanks for joining me.